The NWO, the person behind the NWO account, the person is a know-it-all. Okay? Do you know what a know-it-all is? A know-it-all is someone who walks around believing that they know it all, that they know it all. Okay? So this person who is a know-it-all, who is behind the NWO account, because they're a know-it-all, they probably believe that if I ever said who is behind the account, now you know how a lie works. I heard that if the person believed it was true, that it wasn't as bad. That they lied, but it wasn't as bad because they believed the lie. Now, I believe the person behind the NWO account could claim that. I live in the potentials, and that's a potential. That's a possibility. That's potentially, and because I live in the potentials, I believe that the person behind the NWO account could claim. I believed it was true, though. I believed what I was writing was true. Now, the NWO, the person behind the NWO account, they could honestly believe that they're right. That if I ever said who is behind the NWO account, if I ever said who's behind the NWO account, if I was being honest, and I said who's behind the NWO account, that it would be an uncle, and then from there, I would be charged with child molestation after the person was offered an opportunity to go into the station with the child and made a statement. Only after the statement was made, but that's what the NWO, they believe that they're gonna uncover a crime that hasn't been uncovered. That later on everyone's gonna go, if it wasn't for that NWO account, and if it wasn't for the fake account, I mean, the uncle wasn't making any accounts. So if it wasn't for that, Thomas would have never named the uncle's name. And then from there, encourage them to come in and make a statement and then have him charged with child molestation. I mean, they could believe that. So that's why it's easy for them to continue with this. But I believe that they just thought that they could make this and we would leave. That they would make it and we would leave. And then, well, once you learn who it is, you'll leave. But we're not leaving just because there's a video up and we know who's behind the NWO account. No, we'll just let everyone know. We know who it is. I mean, we don't know for sure. We didn't hear the recording, but is that the point, to get us to argue and fight for the right to be able to hear the recording for 9 months, and then after 9 months say and ask, how long has it been now that you've been fighting for the right to be able to hear the recording? How long have you been fighting for? 9 months. And there was a recording and it was him, eh? Well, maybe, and it makes it seem like, well, maybe the other thing that the NWO is saying is true. And it just makes it seem. I mean, you either have two things. Make it seem, or, make it seem, or just hope that Thomas will actually write. I know who it is, and I don't care if I get charged with child molestation. You either make it seem, or you just hope that one day, I know who it is, I don't care if I'm charged. It's the uncle, guys. But you know what? Just leave.